told you it would fill with shit.
Then the next day it will be inaccessible.
Like straight away. Like it's more full up than before we got the shed.
I know. So this is our garage. If you caught our last video, we kind of hinted at the fact that we would be turning this into a home studio, a PT studio. We're like, we want one of those. But while we're waiting to do this, we thought it would be interesting to introduce you to the person who inspired us to turn our garage into a fitness studio in the first place.
His name's David Richardson and he's really inspiring and he's got a really cool story. So let's just cut to that.
So David, what's your backstory? Where have you come from? I came from Surrey. When I was 16, I joined the army and I was a PTI by the time I was 18. And then they sent me to a rehabilitation centre for injured soldiers. And then I went on from there really as a PTI for many years and then left and then carried on my career for the following 30 years in rehabilitation and fitness really. So started as a soldier, a bit like yourself, Pete.
Yeah. Look how we turned out, specimens. So how did you get into rehabilitation from just being a standard PTI in the army then?
Well, if you're lucky, if you're a select few, me one of them, they send you off to the Headley Court with the Royal Air Force.
Yeah, yeah.
And they teach you there.
So that was a preference then rather than the posting?
It was, yeah.
Nice.
So it was 6 months there and you just learn how to do the basic post physiotherapy work. Really.
Sweet.
And they give you a certificate when you finish. And that's carried me on for the rest of my career, really.
And then you left the army and then somehow you got to the Premier League.
Yeah, we did.
Working with Ian Wright and the likes like that.
And Ian Pearce and Blackburn and Arsenal and all that stuff. Yeah, it was lovely, it was, yeah.
So how did you get there?
So I was in the gym one day, renting the space. There was no personal trainers then. I ended up training Ian Wright's wife. She just had a baby. She's passed away now. And on the back of training his wife, I then trained Ian. And then on the back of Ian, everything just moved on from there, really, because there was no fitness coaches in football in the early 90s. There was me, Daley Thompson and Addy Maffey, there was only 3 of us.
Back when football used to be about football and not money.
Yeah. And my first year in football, we won the Premier League, so it wasn't too bad.
There you go. So what brought you to Dorset? And tell me about this lovely studio.
Garage, yeah. So my best friend from the army days, he was a boxer. And we became really good friends, ironically, in the Falkland Islands. And he became my best man. And he lives just down the road in Weymouth.
Fair one.
So we came battles and forwards for many, many years as a friend, and then fell in love with the area. And then I came back from working away doing football in India, and so I had enough of football stuff. So I just wanted to semi-retire and found a house and turned the little garage into a rehab gym, really. Yeah.
Right, colour, there we go. But you had some good stories.
Cue the late 90s workout montage. If you're new to our channel, hi, thanks for sticking around this long. I hope you're enjoying the videos so far. The reason we found David in the first place is because I've been recovering from a herniated disc that had me like flat on my back for the better part of a year. And Peter recently underwent a hernia operation because he had an he had a hernia and it's not there anymore.
Nice. Good. Right, drink if you need to. Good, that's the plan.
Nice. But we're both trying to strengthen our bodies back to what they used to be, or as close to what they used to be as they can be now, finding our new normal, and David's been helping us do that. So this is the program David's put together for us. I really enjoy that he doesn't let us slack off.
Right, single leg squat on there, so go up and down on it.
Single leg squat onto the floor, David.
Yeah.
Clearly we're not professional athletes, but he still pushes us and makes sure that we are challenging ourselves to do better with every session.
There's got to be wrestling.
Yeah, got to be.
You know.
And as you can see, he's also just a really fun person to be around. So we highly recommend his services if you're anywhere in the Southwest and you're looking for someone like David to get you back into shape.
Alexa, stop.
So, David, how long have you been training people down in Dorset?
Around about 18 months now. No, 14 months now, I suppose. It's a different type of client down here, though.
Yeah.
The demographic is older.
Yes.
It's very much a rehabilitation work, more than just the PT stuff now.
You're also the coach of the local football, aren't you?
I'm the director of football, which is the plumber who was doing the plumbing on the house. He decided to ask me if I could sort their pre-season out for them.
Nice.
And so we did the pre-season, and then they decided that they'd asked me if I'd be director of football to try and help the managers and the coaches along their way.
If somebody was looking to get back into fitness after an injury or just after a long break from fitness, are there any words of encouragement that you could offer them in terms of getting started?
Yeah, be brave. Be brave when you start. Don't treat yourself like a child.
Yeah.
Push yourself along quite hard. And if you're not brave, you'll never rehab, you know.
Not only has David inspired us to get our butts back in shape, which has been a mission with my back and your hernia, but he's also inspired us just in our day-to-day lives as well.
We need to sort it all out again.
We do.
We could just got so much stuff. The top shelf is all of my art supplies. This shelf is kind of stuff I don't want to put in the shed because the shed is a bit damp. Freezer and the dryer and my little workbench, which is completely buried in stuff at the moment. My repair tools, which can't get damp either. The cushions for the outside seating. Big ass toolbox which needs to find a place. Most of this stuff is for the car boot. We've got our sound system here. Joey's camera bag for when we travel. More art supplies. And there's some Christmas stuff. There's just loads of junk, really.
None of that is junk.
Well, it's not junk, but it's like stuff you use once a year and then you need to store it.
So obviously the first step is going to be clearing this. Hopefully this will go this weekend at the car boot sale. We're going to build a little unit here that becomes kind of a workstation so that we can hide the freezer, keep the dryer outside because our house is tiny. We don't have space for a dryer inside, but we definitely need one in England. And then also have a little bit of a work desk for Peter to work on if he needs a bit more space outside of his art studio. In this area, we're hoping to have a Technogym Kenisis machine just like David's because, well, I mean, it came highly recommended. We found one on eBay for a really good deal.
So we found that, well, Joey found this, but it's got a broken cable.
Right, okay.
One of the cables is broken, and we just wanted to look at it and see if it's
Yeah, you can
easy
order-
to
you can
change.
You can order the cable,
Yeah.
and then the back of the machine comes off. So this comes off,
Right.
right? It just slips it all off, and then it's quite a complicated threading,
Yeah.
but you then re-thread the cable.
Is it like a bike brake cable where it just slots in, or do you have to crimp it on?
From what I can remember, it goes into a little thing and then you crimp it pretty much.
Right.
But I can give you the details of the guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I had to do, these are brand new cables, and I had to change these.
Green light on that then.
And if it's still available at next month's paycheck, we're probably going to get that, drive up to Birmingham and pick it up. And then we're also going to have a treadmill, and we're going to have a bit of a free weight section and mirrors along the wall with gym mats on the floor. It's not going to have a lot of stuff in it, but hopefully it will have just enough space for us to keep fit without having to pay for a gym membership. The exciting thing about Pete's studio is that it's actually going up in like the next 3.5, 4 weeks. When my dad gets here, we're putting the studio up. So as soon as that happens, this garage will be significantly less cluttered.
And we're also going to do a car boot sale this weekend if it doesn't piss it down with rain.
Well, we might still do it even if it is. If you're interested in seeing this space transform and also seeing the art studio go up in the next couple of weeks, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video.
What she said. Okay, bye.
I'm looking for a wrap up because we've cut to this interview.
I got some wrapping paper in here.